What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, hello. What is going on? Is YouTube keeping me suppressed because of this title? It's a joke, YouTube. It is a joke. Should I take Jewish out of the title? I'm honestly serious, actually. I think Rumble is doing it too. I think both YouTube and Rumble. I don't see people in chat that I normally do. Well, I could have told you that. Well, I mean, it's interesting. I find it interesting. There's a lot of people that are normally in my chat that aren't here right now. And I think that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, what's up, everybody? Got a good show today. I've stumbled upon a certain thing, certain somebody, did an interview with another certain somebody who went to my high school, actually. That's right, Netanyahu went to Cheltenham High School outside Philadelphia. Me too. Haven't been here in a while. Hey, well, welcome back, Amanda. How are you? Did you see the Ian and Tim video on Discord? Is that where... I don't know, there's a few of them going around. Are you talking about where Tim shuts down Ian for talking about the USS Liberty? Because I find that very interesting. Speaking of today's subject. He was born in the beanie, you merely acquired. He was born in the beanie. You merely acquired it. Jewpool confirmed. Look, I'll be honest with you, straight up front. I don't think Tim is actually Jewish. He could be. I don't actually know. I was his roommate for a long time, long before anyone knew who I was, because we lived in Miami and tried to do Timcast IRL when he was working for Univision, and they basically scratched that whole project, and he moved to Massachusetts. Something about that. He might be ish. Okay, there's a potential there. I do find it interesting that I'll just show you guys what I saw today, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Tim Pool met with Netanyahu to discuss increased anti-Semitism in pro-Trump podcasting space. I was like, oh, interesting. Oh, huh. And I remember seeing this video of him shutting Ian down. Now, the video could have been edited for comedic purposes, and I mean, like, the spacing that they did. Here, let me just show you the video that I'm talking about, because you just got to see it for yourself, because it's pretty funny. There it is. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, I'm concerned with having American aircraft carriers over there. Like, what I keep being told about the USS Liberty. That's something with the Israeli government.
I want to just say real quick, I freaking love Ian. Ian is amazing, okay? And this is true. They did fire upon the USS Liberty a long time ago. They claim they didn't know what it was, and it really doesn't make sense to me that they would have fired upon him when I looked into the whole thing.
No, you should.
No. Wait.
You should be careful about that.
But saying that, I found very interesting. I remember Tim pulled me aside after I had left Timcast IRL, and I had Ian as my co-host while I was living this was still in New Jersey before they moved all down to Maryland. And I love Ian. Ian's amazing. And we did the Donald Trump deep dive together. And he said a few things that I actually had to delete from the video. I had to take the live stream down, and I re-uploaded it after I edited it down a little bit and took out a few things that Ian said. And Tim said to me a couple days after that, he said, you shouldn't have Ian on your show. He is a threat to your show. And I was like, I don't care. I really like Ian. I think he's awesome. And I continued having him on my show for another week. And after a week after that, Ian said to me, hey, look, man, I can't do your show anymore. Tim wants me to do his show. So I gotta do that. And I was like, that's some shady thing to do. Don't you agree? But here, all right, let's just go back to this because it's just glorious.
Allegedly, the Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft.
I mean, they did end up paying out
It wasn't alleged. They literally did it.
American government.
Isn't that the Russian? Isn't that Lauren Chen? Didn't she like be exposed for taking Russian money? She hasn't been around in a long time, right? Hold up. When was the last time she posted? Lauren Chen, right? Is she not on here anymore? Was her shit deleted? Oh no, shit. Look at that. Last time she posted, July, she retweeted September 4th. September 4th. Wow. Where did she go? Where did Lauren Chen disappear to? Huh. Oh no, no. This video it's pretty entertaining.
So I'm concerned, like false flag operation, like a missile comes out of Gaza.
Oh no, it
and hits one
Ian is making a really good point here, by the way.
of our aircraft carriers, but it was actually an Israeli missile.
Well,
I don't want. We should get out of there.
I agree with him completely. Why is America there? We shouldn't have our ships even anywhere close to being potentially get hit or whatever. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't even be involved. Period. Ian makes a great point here.
It doesn't. But let me stop you there. It doesn't matter where the missile comes from.
It doesn't matter where the missile comes from. whoever made this video, I don't know who the original person who made this, but this is hilarious.
That's weird, huh? Holy shit.
That's fantastic. Whoever
you
made
guys are
that.
studying.
Okay, calm down. Catherine Hahn and Seth Rogen sounds like I do not want how long? 14 minutes? Okay, that's still too much time that I wouldn't get back in my life. Anyway, the reason I wanted to I was talking about this is because of this article, right? Because Tim met with Netanyahu meeting with Tim Pool? Really? To discuss increased anti-Semitism and pro-Trump podcasting? And I'm like, look, I've known Tim a long time. I think about a decade. We were roommates multiple times. I worked with him for many months. He's changed a lot as far as I'm concerned from when I first met him when he didn't have a lot of money to who he has become now, who's obsessed with money. Truly, it feels that way. And now I see this kind of stuff and it makes me feel like he's controlled opposition. You know, he might not be Jewish. I'll be honest. The title is it's a troll title. I'm obviously, but I do think that he is. I mean, was he taking Russian money? He was, right? With Tenet Media, or that was Lauren Chen's brainchild. I'll be honest. I didn't look into Tenet that much. I don't think that Tim is an idiot, though. I don't think that he would have done anything illegal like taking Russian money or whatever if he had known about it. I think he's a smart guy. Perhaps he thinks he's smarter than he is, but he is in fact smart. Okay. So, but I do think he's controlled opposition. I mean, I haven't watched a single episode since I left. In fact, I didn't actually watch it when I was on it because I was on the show. So after I left, I had zero interest because it was, a sore subject to me. Like I didn't want to stop being on Timcast IRL. I think him and I had a great rapport. Like he was too serious and I didn't give a shit, and I was never a yes man with him. So it worked really well. But I did watch the episode where he had Kanye West on because it was a cultural moment. It was bigger than Tim's show, right? It was this moment of Kanye walking out on him because obviously Kanye wants to tell the world he tells the world what's on his mind. And I'll be honest, I don't even know why Kanye went on Timcast IRL. It felt like he walked into the Viper's den when he walked in. Like he had that kind of energy. Like he didn't trust that it was going to go how he wanted it to go. And it felt like Tim, it's like, it reminds me of interviewing DSP. I went into that interview not trusting DSP. I did not give him any benefit of the doubt. But I wanted him to prove himself, though. You know what I mean? Maybe it wasn't exactly the same, but it felt like Tim played ignorant because he knew exactly who Kanye was talking about. And I just want to take this moment to say, I don't think all Jewish people control the world. I think that is such a low IQ statement to just think Jews run the world, I don't think that's the case. I think there's probably Jewish people. There might be Christian people also. There might be some royals in this club. I think there's a club and there's a bunch of different religions. I don't think religion, I feel, is like beneath them. They don't care about that. They care about power, right? So I think Kanye might think that that's it. Boo, unsubbed. That's fine. It's just an opinion, it's fine. Kicked out of 109 countries. What Jewish people were? Is that true? I don't know. But when I look at this, okay, that being said, I'm looking at this now, right? Let's read this article and see. This is where I got my thumbnail. Did you guys like the thumbnail? Okay. Tim Pool met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday to express concerns about increased anti-Semitism. Which is protected by free speech, by the way, in America, so it doesn't matter. And anti-Zionism. Well, let me just real quick. What is the definition of Zionism? Let me see. Zionism is an ethno-cultural nationalist movement that emerged in Europe in the late 19th century that aimed to establish a national home for the Jewish people. So Zionist is basically like Israeli nationalists. So like Trump gets shit because he says he's an American nationalist and proud of it, right? So a Zionist is just someone who's pro, like an Israeli nationalist. Okay. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do see the word nationalist being considered a horrible word. And I think that's stupid because I think caring for your own country and loving your country is what a nationalist is. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's race related though? Is it though? Samurai Senpai says it's very much race related. I think in the zeitgeist or the when people see it as a negative thing, they attach race to it because like the term white nationalist has been a thing, right? And I don't even know if that's real. Like, is that even a real thing, white nationalism? Or is that just another psyop like Patriot Front or any one of these things that the government was paying to manipulate the masses? Look at since 2013, racism, the number of times racism was mentioned in the news media or any of the plethora of other words that just basically cause people to get pissed off and us versus them mentalities. So, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a nationalist. I think there might be something wrong with having a dual citizenship and caring more about the other country. I mean, I'm in Sweden and I love Sweden, but I also am very much American. I love America. And I don't think I'll ever be a Swede. You know what I mean? That's weird to me. I'm an American that happens to be living here right now. You know what I mean? And this is like a beautiful place and I love it. But I would love to have a house in maybe Texas, maybe Florida. I got family in both places. I got a lot of friends in both states. You know, anyway, that's besides the point. So anti-Zionism, I think, isn't actually the right phrase, because it's not. I don't think people are against the people that are pro-Israel. I think the what they're referring to is the people that are against people like Netanyahu manipulating the U.S. government to fight his wars. Because I'm pretty sure that that's actually happening, right? Like Dave Smith is like super against that, and I think he's got a point, you know. Pro-Israel in Israel is not a big deal. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Right. So I don't think like anti-Zionism is a misnomer. It doesn't make sense because that's not what people are upset about. They don't care if someone is a Zionist. They care if that Zionist isn't Israeli and is making laws in America that are canceling free speech, right? Anti-Semitic law, anti-Semitism laws, like that's unconstitutional. And go fuck yourself, right? I'm not against anyone because I feel like most people are cool. There's the people at the highest levels that manipulate the globe like a fucking chessboard. I have an issue with those people, but I think most citizens are cool. There's some evil fucks out there for sure, and of course they can, you know, stick it where the sun don't shine. But anyway, so I just wanted to rant about that real quick. All right, anyway, so they were talking about these two things in the pro-Trump podcasting space, which I didn't know Tim was in the pro-Trump, or I guess he's not, right? He's certainly a fence sitter, famously, right? Let's see. From Jewish Insider, Netanyahu pushes back on anti-Israel trends in meeting with podcasters. Multiple podcasters? Did he meet with multiple or just... Let me see. Oh my gosh. No. Get... bam. Get out of here. Who else did he meet with? Tim Pool, Dave Rubin. Both of these guys have me blocked because I don't think gay men should be able to buy babies. I think that's and he blocked me for it, and he can go fuck himself because I think that's horrible. He's depriving wonderful children of a mother, and I think that's horrible to do, and child abuse. And I'll be open and frank about that. I don't care. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing that shit, man. Pete Buttigieg and how many other... Anyway. See, Sean Spicer. I didn't even... He was a thing. Wow, okay. Jessica Krause. I don't know any of these people. Molly Hemingway. That name sounds familiar. I don't know why. His diplomatic advisor. Okay, I don't care about this shit. All right, let's see. Oh, they say it right here. They literally quote the thing I just read. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So Poole expressed concerns about increased anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism in the pro-Trump podcasting space. According to sources in the room, Poole famously had Kanye West in his podcast, and the rapper walked out mid-interview after Poole pushed back against anti-Semitic comments. Actually, that is not the case. Poole played ignorant to Kanye West. He knew exactly who Kanye West was talking about, and Kanye was like, if you're gonna do that, because you're fence sitting and you're not going to have a real conversation with me, I'm fucking out of here. Who's they, though? Exactly. But you know exactly what he was doing. He was playing ignorant, trying to like not talk about exactly what Kanye was talking about, trying to act like he didn't know who Kanye was referring to, but he knew exactly who Kanye was referring to. It's like, if you're going to have Kanye West on your show, you have to know that that's what he's going to talk about. So freaking talk about it. It was stupid. And I feel like Tim loved that he walked out, because I mean, think of the people already were, you know, shark in the water for like clips of that episode, right? Nick Fuentes too. Oh yeah, what a crazy episode. He brought Ye on to literally talk about it. Exactly. Oh, yep, exactly. Responding to Pool, Netanyahu said that is the reason he invited the group to meet with him. What? Because Tim basically was like, I don't know, protecting the conversation from diving too deep into what Kanye West wanted to talk about? Is that why? Probably. Huh. Poole argued that there is a Qatari op to manipulate social media algorithms to make anti-Semitic and anti-Israel episodes appear to receive far more views than, say, tips for picking up women in order to incentivize podcasters and YouTubers to produce more anti-Semitic content. Okay. Is that real? I've never heard of this. What? Okay, wait. All right, someone tell me, is this true? Is this a thing? Because, I mean, that just feels like... I'm seriously asking. Is that real? I don't watch Tim. Huh. It's Qatar's fault that they removed 109 countries throughout history. Damn, Kenzo. Damn. I didn't say that. I'm just reading chat. All right. I'm just reading chat. Let's see. Netanyahu, however, was non-committal in his response, only saying that it's possible. Oh, come on. You don't think Netanyahu would know? Probably has connections with all of the top intelligence agencies on the planet, minus maybe Russia and China. No, they probably talk too. Who, you know? And he practically funded Hamas, didn't he? or was it ISIS? I forget nowadays how many of these terrorist organizations are actually funded by America or the CIA or freaking Israel or whatever to get their way. It's kind of nuts once you start looking. I'm just saying. Look, I'm just talking. Okay. All of them? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Okay, if this report is true, it means that while conservatives like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and other right-wing wingers like Dan Blazarian and Andrew Tate are putting their careers on the line to speak out against Israel's genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. I mean, it does kind of feel like that's what they're doing. Look, I'm not there. All right, so everything I'm hearing from what's going on in the Middle East right now is like through the interwebs, because I'm not there, so I don't really know. But that's kind of what it feels like they're doing. And then Trump announcing, like, you know, he wants to rebuild Gaza. I still don't understand that, you know. I gotta freaking highlight this from King. I'm sure you suspect this, but Mossad has a lot of intel on great many celebs and podcasters. They know what makes these folks tick. There's a famous agent or someone who is who's famous for this, right? I believe his name was what's his name? Epstein. Is that it? It was Epstein. He had an island. Is that right? Jeffrey, that's it. Jeffrey Epstein. supposedly killed himself. I mean, I'm just yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah, I thought so. I knew Epstein. It's got a certain ring to it, doesn't it? I'm just saying. Okay. Let's see. Tim Pool is holding private meetings with Netanyahu discussing how to shut it all down. Sorry. Someone pull up the meme. Hold on, I don't have like a radio. No way they wrote that like that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh this hard. Shut it down. It's pretty funny though, right? Come on. It's pretty funny. Look, I've got Jewish friends. I'm not anti-Jewish. I like a lot. Like I have nothing against religious people. I think this is that it is a scapegoat, a smoke and mirror. So the people that are actually making decisions, like probably Netanyahu, wouldn't surprise me. But like, I think it goes beyond that. They love that people are just aiming it at the Jewish population. Okay, let's find out. Shut it down. All right, let's see. The Israeli government is now openly threatening them. Oh shit. Okay, they're being monitored as engines of anti-Semitism for criticizing the Jewish state's mass slaughter of women and children in Gaza. I mean, this is what a crazy sentence. This is a crazy sentence, right? Because this is how it's being portrayed. They are criticizing the slaughter of the people of Gaza, and then they're being labeled engines of anti-Semitism for that, because people are against innocents being slaughtered. You know, I just, this is kind of a wild thing to say. Poole acknowledged late Monday on X that he had an interesting discussion with Netanyahu and said that he would talk about a show on Tuesday night. Oh, that's tonight. Oh, shit. I'm sure a lot of you are going over there. Admit it. Admit it. You're going to bop over there once it goes live in an hour. See what he has to say about shutting it down. I'm sorry. No, it's funny. It's funny. Come on. You're not going to go over there, King? Neither am I. Neither am I. Tim has a yarmulke under his beanie. When asked about the Jewish Insider's report on X, Poole responded, "Fake and gay." Oh, okay. Oh, they have. I love how often articles have X interactions on them. Right? The idea that opposition to Israel's genocide in Gaza is a Qatari op is an Israeli op that was popularized by Israel's diaspora ministry last year. Really interesting. I want to dive into that. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. So this is an extension. It seems like it's basically the same. Okay, Qatar is partially responsible. Okay, so this is them stating that. All right, let me just read this here. Okay, Qatar is partially responsible for the increase of in diaspora anti-Semitism on X/Twitter. It is most problematic social media platform, diaspora affairs, and combating anti-Semitism. Minister Amichai Shikli said in a conversation with the Jerusalem Post about Aliyah and hatred towards Jews. Shikli spoke about the Diaspora Ministry's launch of a new tool 2 months ago, which aims to combat anti-Semitism. The AI-based system allows the ministry to monitor every social network. Okay, that's not frightening at all. And provide key details to prevent terror attacks against Jewish communities, as well as give indications of the level of anti-Semitism in various countries. Shikli said the system also helps the ministry understand who the engines of anti-Semitism are. Okay, that's basically everything that Qatar is partially responsible. But Yeah, whatever. 1 like equals 1 Zionism. Yeah, smash that like button. What's up, everybody? Thank you for hanging out and checking what's going on here in Tim Pool land. I never really talk about him on my show, despite how whenever I do mention him, like today, there's countless people that just bitch and moan, like you never stop talking about him. And it's like, it's actually very rare that I have him both in the thumbnail and the title, and I actually am talking about him. I think it's only happened 3 times. Derek Smith for 5 says Tim's other show, The Culture War, The Culture War existed before the Tenet Media deal. He licensed it out to them. Then when it fell through, it went back on here. Oh, okay. So Tim wasn't really affected, seemingly, then, which, all right. P. Gar for $2 says Tim Pool / R.A. Rugged Man is my favorite episode. You're not that guy. I don't remember exactly what happened. I didn't see the episode, but I had seen the fallout afterwards, which is funny. Okay, let me check Rumble here. What's up over on Rumble? V6 Neon says that Kanye interview, Milo was in there too, so anything could have happened. I feel sorry for Milo's ex-husband. I don't really know any. Was Milo married? I have no idea. He is an interesting character, though, isn't he? Kofifa Fitch for 2 says nationalism is one of international community's big bugaboos dating back over 100 years. Exactly. Yeah. And it's stupid because I think it's okay to be a nationalist. When you don't attach a race to it, because I don't. I think nationalism has something to do with the nation that you feel a part of. And that's how it should be. He gave up gayness for Lent. Oh, are you talking about Milo? No, marriage is only between a man and a woman. I always found it odd that gay people want to get married in a church. Like, I don't understand that. I'm just curious. Like, I understand maybe like the tax side of it, or like the love side of it, but like, why the religious side? Like, it's, according to Melanie Mack, it is a sin, and of course, Bryson Gray, it is a sin to be gay. I mean, I don't care. I think gay people exist, and but why do they want to get married in a church? I don't understand. There are gay-based churches. You do know that, yeah, but the Bible isn't in the Bible say like it's not kosher. Stay on the theme of the day of the episode. Okay. Anyway, I just don't understand. Lord of the Reef for 2 says, dang, I'm late. Another 10-hour shift today. Glad I'm getting this overtime after getting my raise. What's this going on with Beanie Boy and BB? Is the beanie actually a big yarmulke? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think so, though, because I have, in fact, seen underneath the beanie. It's true. I've seen it. In fact, he walks around the house without a beanie on quite often. I know people don't believe that, but it's true. Okay? Tim Pool, when he's not live, doesn't always have a beanie on. Okay? He just walks around normal. You see, his, side hair. He's got side hair. He definitely does. Hey, what's up, Leon? Kent, how you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Yeah, and also I saw Quarter Black. I don't know if he's still here, but I missed you yesterday. I miss you when you're gone. Let's play Valheim together. Anyway, the head is real. Yes, it is. Lord of the Reef for 2 says, I can't be anti-Semitic if they're not actually Jews. Just saying. Huh. It's an interesting. I didn't think about it. They're European settlers, and Netanyahu is ethnically Russian. Apparently, being against wholesale genocide is anti-Semitic now. Yeah, that's what I mean. I find that odd. That if you're against the war and them just, I mean, I've seen some insane videos that are coming out of Gaza, and it's just like, holy shit, right? How many times can they fake like children being blown up? You know what I mean? It's kind of insane. I mean, you know, at what point do you're like, all right, it's no longer a psyop? I wouldn't exactly call it a genocide. Well, what would you call it? You know, a extermination, or the dead baby was a crazy story. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stories that I'm hearing from that shit, man. It's 10 layers deep, psyop. It's so true. I don't know what I can trust anymore. Really. You know what I mean? What about the shoes? Why did the shoes? What? I'm not going. Okay, moving on. A rogue patriot for 10 says, energy taps / civilization below the pyramids of Giza. Tim Pool's Jewish. Yeah, nothing this year shocks me anymore. Well, that whole thing beneath the Khafre pyramid is, there seems to be something there, but to jump to the conclusion of it being wells with spirals and shit is just too much. There's no proof that any of that is real. Okay, so we're gonna need a lot of research, a lot of investigations done. They need to drill down and see like if those things are actually something, you know. Kenzo says, "Are we the woke right?" Fuck no, absolutely not. Kasama for 2 says, October 7th was Israel's Pearl Harbor. Fuck around, find out. I mean, I don't know enough about Pearl Harbor to speak on that, but I did look into it when it did happen, and they knew that it was going to happen, and I found that very odd. It seemed like they let it happen because they were warned by Egypt for like, I don't know, a month that there was something that was going to go down. So I'm just saying that's weird. Oh, they knew about it in advance and didn't attempt to stop. Oh shit. Okay, so it literally is the same thing. Okay. Wow. All right. So it's exactly the same. So that's a very accurate statement then. Uh-huh. All right. Wow. All right. Who do you think did Pearl Harbor? Great question. Yeah. Was it the states that did it? Did they, or was Japan just like, we're gonna do this, and America was like, yeah, perfect. Now we can join the war, make a lot of money. V6 Neon for 1 says, a person can repent their gayness at the end of their lives and be forgiven, but a person who marks themselves can't be forgiven and goes straight to hell, apparently. What do you mean marks themselves? Like writes like gay on their shoulder or something, and like on with a tattoo? Or like a tramp stamp? Do like a butterfly? Like with a big dildo on it or something? Just like a just kidding, I don't know. The mushroom stamp, yeah. Oh, okay, tattoos. So yeah, all right, so tattoos. That makes sense. I'm just kidding, Diana. I'm just in a fun mood, you know? I'm just looking at the thumbnail because for some reason my Rumble stream, it just I'm reading chat on Rumble, but I just see the thumbnail, so it's just Tim holding the mic, or not even holding anything. He's just got it's like, I don't know what to do with my hands, and then there's me, and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my face, but it is hilarious. I'm spicy tonight. Well, I mean, I guess I am. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, I have no idea. Enjoy yourself? I am. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. A rogue patriot again for 5 says, I shouldn't say that Tim Pool's Jewish, but when he shut down Ian on the USS Liberty, the vast sea of red flags shot up. That was really weird. Look, let me stop you there. All right. Doesn't matter where the missile comes from. I don't know what he meant by that. What is that? What does he mean? So does that mean like it? Is he agreeing with Ian? Like it doesn't matter where the missiles come from because America shouldn't be there. So if it was Israel or God or Hamas or whatever, we shouldn't be there. So is he agreeing with Ian? Thank you, Kenzo. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, please smash the like button. How you doing, Ashley? I see you. Tim Pool fired 90% of his anti-Israel staff. Well, he probably also fired people who were independent minds. Because there's a fine line. He wants to have friends, but he also wants those friends to just agree with whatever he's doing. Go because he's the captain of the ship. And I think I know that's why I didn't work there. Because I never treated him like a boss. Also, check out his throne. Yeah, check out my throne. If you guys want to, buy me gifts. Or buy my son gifts. I'm a father now. I am. I went out here and created a child. And he is amazing. He really is. I haven't watched Timcast since he tweaked out and then fired people. It's been refreshing. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I'm trying to switch it up a little bit because I don't like the doom scrolling. Hey, Quarter Black Garrett for 10 says smash that like button for you, boy. Thanks, Garrett. What's up, dog? Captain Ridiculous Awesome Sauce dropping a tenner. He's just working, listening. He doesn't say anything, but just dropped it. Dolomar for 5 says it's a third rail. Organizations and YouTube will go after his channels. Period. ADL will sue. Yep. Tim also fired many pro-Israel staff. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it had anything to do with being anti-Israel. I think it was more the people that were just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Independent thinkers. They, would speak out about the way things were. I would love to think that things are way more professional over there. Because when I was there, it was not. What's up, Solo Blue? Do I have a garden? Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have a very bright window right here. It faces the sun, essentially, like it's a south-facing window, and it basically gets sun all day long. So we have all of our babies plants. There's like pepper, like tomato. There's like 30 tomato plants. There's a lot over there. So yeah, it's funny. I have pictures of Tim that are super goofy, and I've been debating on like making memes out of them or not. I know you guys would love them. They are super goofy. There's one where he's sleeping. He fell asleep sleeping in a car with his phone in his hand, and he's just like slumped down sleeping, and it's such a funny looking picture. I call your buddy the quartering hamburger. Okay. Post it on locals? Post them? Yeah, maybe. You shouldn't release photos of him without his permission. It's tacky. Well, he doesn't talk to me anymore, so. Tim Pool and the quartering are professional grifters. 100%. You're absolutely right there. Make them Ghibli memes. Ooh, that's an interest, because then it's like, oh no, it was AI. But he would know that it's just a real one, Just make peace with him already, Adam. I totally would. I've never had any issues with Tim, and the issues that I had, I've vocalized to him. So it's not like it's funny because if you watch my video, my 6-hour live stream, which was technically 2 hours of me telling my story, and then super chats for 4 hours. But it's It's me being sad about losing the friendship that I had with him and bitching about Lydia also because of her influence on him and complaining or, being sad that he changed because of the money, So I don't think he's ever going to want to make up with me or, patch whatever. It's never been Adam. That's the problem. There it is. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I would happily, do a project with Tim. Sure. Yeah. The internet would freak out if Tim and I freaking did an episode together. But I wouldn't want to go on Timcast IRL. You know what I mean? He invited me back to sit on the seat, but didn't want to pay me. He was like, you can come back, but you're not going to get what you got before. And I was like, no thanks. I'm good. The beanie won't let Tim make up with you. Oh man, you guys, I have to show you this other video that I saw. Give me one sec. It's very funny. I posted it last week. Here it is. This is so stupid. Okay. It's pretty funny though.
Forget Russiagate. Forget the very fine people hoax. This is the biggest piece of fake news I've ever seen get put out by the media. Sure, I cuddle with Ian a lot, but that's only because he smells good and we've only kissed one time. Forget Russiagate. Forget the very fine people.
The AI is getting crazy good. Okay? Let's be real. AI is getting... Look at his lips. Look at his lips. He's straight up saying, like, AI is so good.
This is the biggest piece of fake news I've ever seen get put out by the media. Sure, I cuddle with Ian a lot, but that's only because he smells good and we've only kissed one time.
It's so good. It's so good. A new study finds that only gay people wear beanies. Oh my gosh. Wait, there's another one. Hold on. Let me play you the other one. Here it is.
Story from CNN. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump to this next story from CNN. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news. If you are concerned...
Hey, Tim, before you do that, maybe we should address the rumors going around about our relationship.
Yeah, I don't get what the big deal is. Ian and I have been close friends for a long time. It shouldn't be surprising to anyone that we cuddle sometimes.
Tim, are you sure it's just cuddling? I've caught you and Ian at least a dozen times making weird noises in the bathroom together, and your excuse is always that you're unclogging the toilet.
Shut up, you You come on this show and have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Look, it's just like that scene in Brokeback Mountain where you got two normal dudes and it's a cold night, so they decide to warm up by sharing a tent together.
I think you're forgetting a pretty important part.
I like Phil. He's
fine,
cool.
Then it's like that movie Friends with Benefits. Ian and I are just friends, but we benefit from each other's warm embrace. I like to play with his hair, and there's nothing else going on.
I don't have a problem with that as long as I get to be Justin Timberlake. But I don't get why you keep dancing around the fact that our relationship is purely erotic, and the only reason you still have me on the show is for my body. I mean, that's the butt plug I made for you right now.
Ian, the only reason I wear this is to hold in my farts during the show. You, of all people, should know how bad they stink. I'm done talking about this. Let's go to the super chats. From real Dylan Danger. Great show tonight, guys. It got a little weird at the end, though. Thanks for checking out.
That was the guy who made this, Dylan Danger.
This clip from Timcast AI. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.
So, dude, the AI... This is Dylan Danger, by the way. I'm just gonna give him a little shout out, dude. Like very little following, but incredible AI work. Just incredible AI work. He keeps busting these out, and it is so funny. So shout out to him. Phil is way better than Jack Murphy, 100%. Dude, Phil's awesome. I like. He's a great follow on X. I've never seen him on the show because, as I said, I don't watch Timcast IRL. But why do you give a damn, Adam? Fuck out of here. Nah, I don't need that energy. Fuck out of here. I forgot Tim had Jack Murphy on. I know. I'll be honest though. I met Jack Murphy a few times. He was always very nice. He was always very nice to me in real life. I would never have guessed that he had that side to him. I designed that graphic for a Step on Snack board. Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool. Did you get your due for it? I don't know. Hey, teacher, Mr. Short Bus Dave. Well, I guess it's Short Bus, but I know it's you, Dave. For two says, I'm officially a based teacher now. I know, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. I don't know if that's true, Secret Asian Man. I don't know if that's true. Dylan Danger, Diana. Dylan Danger. His account is Real Dylan Danger. At Real Dylan Danger. I don't know, Metastep. You would know maybe. just kidding. It's fine. I'll mod you later. I wonder if Tim cried when all of that came out about Jack Murphy. No, he just moved on. Like, that's what he does. He just moves on and ignores it. Right? That's what he did with me. That's what he did with Jack Murphy. That's what he did with Eliza Blue. I'm sure it's happened with more people, but, you know. I don't know. Watch Europa The Last Battle? Why? What's that about? Don't you dare. Oh, I'll do it. What did you think of that, V6? Ian shoving that graphene. Dude, the custom graphene butt plug. That's funny, dude. That's good shit. That dude, he did a little bit of research, you know? I love that. Oh, you just joined? Oh, you got to go back, Dark Bolts. I'm not going to reiterate it all. Yeah. On the real, though, it feels a big improvement. Yeah, it feels great. Europa The Last Battle is the greatest story never told. What happened with Eliza Blue? Oh, man, she freaking... Well, what caused me to stop supporting her is her saying that like like the age of consent should be... What did she say? I don't remember. Something like a community needs to be able to decide what the age of consent is. That it... I don't remember exactly. It was some fucking crazy... Like, I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care that that she did a freaking, like, I don't know, music videos or whatever. I think a lot of people were trying to say that she was lying about being trafficked. I don't know if that's true or not, but when I saw the freaking what's it called? Her talking about the community deciding the age of consent, that was just like, I was like, basically, I don't know, some map shit, man. I don't know. You're so angry. I'm not angry. What are you talking about? Get out of here, Khaki. You obviously don't know me at all if you think that I'm angry. Just chill, find center. Dude, get out of my chat. It's just stop. Stop trying to get me to calm down or whatever. I'm not having that. I'm having fun. Exactly. Connor knows. Connor actually watches my show and hangs out every day, so he knows. What happened to Carla Carly? I don't even know who that is. Each state decides age of consent. Well, yeah, I mean, but the way that they were talking about made it seem like they were trying to, like, I don't know. Just, I'm not okay with like adults and kids, and it was like a weird. I don't know. Imagine running cover for Tim Pool. Right. Or me having a discussion about whether or not he's controlled opposition for Netanyahu, and like somehow saying that I need to calm down and chill. And it's like, what the heck are you talking about? It's interesting. The age of consent in most countries is low. What's the age in Sweden? I don't know. Actually, I don't even want that on my search bar. You know what I mean? Like, how do I? Someone else look that up. Can someone else look that up, please? I'm happily married. I'm like, hey, what's the age of consent in this country? Like, can someone just let me know? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you'd be put on a list. Yeah, I'm good. Chill about what? Me trying to find out what's the age of consent in Sweden? They're like, oh man. There we go. William says Adam is just sitting back enjoying the shit show from the sideline of everything he called everything going on now. And Tim said 100% none of what's happening was possible. Dude, William, just friggin' here's the nail. You just hit it on the head. That was really silly, but thank you. After that, just search what time do middle schools let out every day? Jeez. Oh, no, that's crazy. I like you were for Trump from the beginning and now Tim is on board. Well done, Adam. Thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of people that I knew from high school that freaking hated me. Karlin Borisenko went nuts on the age of consent because she was with a convicted pedo who was in jail. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about Carlin. That was crazy. She tried blackmailing me with I don't know, manipulating me to try to, because she was going to like tell my Tim Pool story. She was like attacking me for like a week straight, saying like she's got insiders who told her the whole story. And I'm like, there's nobody knows the whole story. Like, fuck whatever you've heard, but like, fuck you for trying to come at me for, my story to tell. Anyway. What's up, Cole? Sorry, come again? She tried blackmailing you? Yeah, basically. She was like trying to manipulate me and like to get me to like give her information or something about like, fuck, I don't even remember. I blocked her a long time. This was years ago. Jeez, it's been so long. And I forgot that she was like defending some pedo that was in jail or something, right? And then she was like trying to fuck James Lindsay or something. Right? She also threatened to sue everybody. She hated you, chat. She was bitching about you. All of you in chat. Remember my interview with her? The last interview I had that it was her versus me and saying that critical race theory is anti-white. And I think it is anti-white. And she was claiming that it's not anti-white, it's anti-everybody. And I'm like, I get that it's anti-everyone, but it's also anti-white. You know what I mean? It's not anti-black, it's anti-white. White people were the boogeyman. And like, she was so pissed. And there was like a few people in chat that were calling her fat. And she did a whole live stream reading the comments and like calling out the people who called her fat. And I'm like, what the fuck do you give a shit about some asshole who called you fat? And have you looked in the mirror lately? Is she still knitting that sweater for you? No. It's funny. After I blocked her, I guess someone sent me a screenshot of her post that said, does anybody want to buy a multicolored sweater? That was a fun interview. She needs a shrink. Well, she just didn't. I went into that interview, as I try with most interviews, to be open-minded and, willing, especially if you're having a debate or, I'm always willing to hear the other side. And you should be. You should be able to hear the other side and then argue your point. Well, she didn't want to hear my side of things, right? So that's why that whole thing went down the way that it did, because she just was like, no, you're wrong. I don't give a shit what you have to say about it. You're wrong. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. So, how long have you known Tim Pool's Jewish? Tim Pool's not Jewish. He's not Jewish. Stop it. It was a joke, Sleep. Good to see you, though. That's funny. I remember she kept trying to stream snipe you, your deep dive on Tim. That's true, yeah. Robble, thank you for becoming a member to the channel. I appreciate you, sir. Look it up. It isn't slander. Wait, look up what? I must have missed what you said. Captain Ridiculous Awesome Sauce actually came and said something here. For 10, he said, I remember she was obsessed with chat and you kept trying to tell her to focus on the conversation and to forget the haters. Never worked. That's true. I forgot that she was even obsessing over what people in chat were saying. And I'm like, I'm not reading chat. In fact, when I'm in an interview and I'm, especially as the interviewer, it's incredibly rude to read chat and be distracted by chat. I had to buzz this down because it's starting to, like, when I'm talking, it's like tickling the underside of my nose. It's so annoying. That's because she's a narcissist? Dude, nailed it. 100%, dude. Yep. Those chatters weren't all regulars either. I agree. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't even know who they were. I have no idea. Lord of the Reefer 2 says, bro, the Carlin arc is nuts. She looks like a feminist, acts like one too, probably smells like one. She blocked me on X because I made her look stupid, which honestly isn't that difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't miss that craziness. Well, yeah. I have a bunch of other stuff that I could talk about, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I see a lot of new faces here tonight. Maybe it's because Tim Pool's in the title or the thumbnail. Y'all were just curious about what I had to say. But I go live Monday through Friday here on this channel, 6:30 Eastern time till about 7:30. Friday nights I jam out. I play music. Actually play this guitar behind me. Friday night jams like we did on Timcast IRL. Still going strong here on this channel. Come back. Come hang out. And, enjoy the community. There's a lot of awesome people that hang out and chat here. And I really appreciate you all. So come back tomorrow. I'm going to be discussing some of the new CERN details, the things that they're doing. In fact, I found out there's actually a Hadron Collider in America that no one seems to talk about. It's not just down in Switzerland. It's actually in America, in Illinois also. There's Hadron collectors all over the place, and they're planning on building one that's more than 3 times larger than CERN. Anyway, I'm going to discuss more of the details tomorrow night. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Smash that like button, and I'll see you all tomorrow. All right. Peace out.